How great is this?
This is amazing.
How great is the World Cup? How great is being in the World Cup? How great is this match? Witty, off the cuff. I know we didn't have a lot of possession. We obviously being the U.S. I know we didn't have a lot of possession, but the U.S. were the more threatening team.
Yes, they had the better chances, and sometimes it's not about who passes the ball between defenders. It's about who is more threatening going forward. And for me, the interesting thing is you could have gone into this game and expected the U.S. to almost look incompetent with the ball. But that's what the generation of talent brings you, is that when you do get it, in a difficult game, you can actually do something with the ball, and they did. Create a couple of great chances. The chance for Weston McKennie, it hurts. It hurts here at halftime.
So wasteful.
So wasteful.
If that's
from
on
Weston McKennie.
frame, it's in.
Yeah.
That's on frame, it's in.
It's a tough technique to execute. You got to get over the ball on the volley, but it's one that a player of his quality should handle. And we also should say, as far as big moments go, right before halftime, Matt Turner makes a big save from Mason Mount. That was England's first shot on target of the first half. The U.S. did incredibly well defensively, but there's always that moment where you're like, oh no, they're so good, they can play through you. They did, but that's why you have a good goalkeeper. There was questions about that position. Turner answered them.
Yeah, Mason Mount loves those curling near post worm burners,
Yeah.
and he tested Matt Turner. Matt Turner with a strong wrist, able to push it aside. England not as threatening nearly as we all thought so far. But let's talk about the build-up, minute 19. You got to have a player in position. There were at times that the U.S. almost didn't believe that some of these chances were afforded to them.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the right guys in possession, in position. I thought Haji Wright actually grew into the game more and was actually a real positive for the United States.
Yeah, it was good for him to get that headed chance early on because it was a statement of intent that the U.S. does have a threat in the air, that knows how to operate from within the area and make a good near-post run. Couldn't direct that header on target, but was key in hold-up play. In a game like this, you're asked to do a lot of dirty work. He did it and was good defending from set pieces, which is what you want out of a big man striker as well. So Haji Wright was able to get into the chances, and like you said, was important in the build-up to some big moments.
I think Greg Berhalter might be listening to Morally Abhorrent because you're seeing more of a direct attack, attacking those center backs, attacking Harry Maguire. Harry, to his credit, was up for the challenge, deflected a nice attempt. Let's talk about Christian Pulisic, though.
Yeah.
That attempt that went off the bar. To take that touch, build up the power with that left boot, off the crossbar, unfortunate for him. That would have been a crowning moment with the eyes of the world on him. But pretty solid first half for Christian Pulisic, who, by the way, is getting pretty beat up out there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's to be expected, right? Pulisic is always the target of opposition, but it's kind of a sign of respect that he's even that target of opposition from England, right? Because England can say, we're not really afraid of anyone, but they very clearly zeroed in on Pulisic. But the one thing that he's done in this game is what we talked about on Monday after the Wales game. Decision-making, quick decisions to get off the ball, helping the build-up instead of being the entire central force of the build-up. And I thought he did that very well in the first half. Had a couple of great passes to switch the point of attack. That's the thing that really impressed me from a U.S. attacking standpoint is their ability to move from side to side, because it seemed like maybe in a game like that, all right, we have an attacking moment, let's go, but there's still a little bit of patience to move the ball from side to side. I thought Yunus Musa had a good first half in that respect as well.
Yeah, you'd like to think that Christian's Chelsea teammates gave England the scouting report because 3 English players converge on Christian every time he has the ball in midfield. Let's talk about that distribution for Matt Turner.
Yeah.
The quick, decisive decision-making, a pinpoint dime of a pass to Christian Pulisic. Obviously, a tough spot. He's not this big hold-up striker. He's not Mitrovic out there to bring it down, but I really love the ambitious thought from Matt Turner.
Yeah, and Turner, that's sort of one of the things that he would have worked on since joining Arsenal in the summer. This is a player who we know he's got incredible stats when it comes to saving shots. He's a very good shot-stopping goalkeeper, but in the modern game, that's not the only skill that matters. It's also about distribution. It's also about being able to play it short with your feet and play it long with your feet. And that time he spotted a moment. And really, it wasn't about size. It was about pace. Can the ball bounce over the center back, John Stones, and get in behind?
We're talking about you getting out of our shot, buddy. Thank you very much. See you very much. All right, so what do we expect in the second half? Can the U.S. continue pushing forward the way that they did?
Yeah, I love the way that the U.S. ended that first half. We'll see if they can carry it into the second. That, for me, is the biggest concern here. The biggest concern is that the U.S. put in an incredible 45 minutes on Monday. We loved every bit about it. I would say the U.S. were the better team for 45 minutes against England. That's awesome, but it didn't sustain against Wales. It seems like they have a good game plan, they execute the game plan, but we know England has so much to change the game with. Greg Berhalter and the U.S. have to be ready for how this game is going to change.
This game's got a goal in it.
Yeah,
it's definitely got a goal in it.
The U.S. can score here.
The U.S. can score here. The U.S. have been the more threatening team. Do you want to revise your prediction? I said 3-1 England. I'm willing to walk that back big time.
1-1? Let's go 1-1.
Let's go 1-1.
Yeah, I'll go for the U.S.
Both
1-1.
teams score?
Both teams score.
Both teams score.
I know you've got that as well. That was one of your DraftKings plays.
Oh, I also had
this one.
Pulisic 5-1 to score. That would have been nice.
Oh my God, that left-footed strike. I'm sure you saw the money flash right over the bar.
Poorly Abhorrent will be live from Bottled Blonde. The patrons are probably going to be even friskier, so we got to be prepared for that. Got to get Mikey Fountain to be the muscle a little bit. But we'll be live as soon as the final whistle blows with not just our thoughts on this game, but all the day's action, setting the table for what's to come. Keep it locked and subscribe.